from the get-go, your character, Lieutenant Soto, is the one who sees potential, pun intended, I guess, or not, in Morgan, and offers her the job to be a consultant.
If you'd like my help, you should just ask me nicely.
A woman is missing. Please, help us find her.
What do you think it was that sparked that interest in her that others on the team didn't really see at first?
I think that Soto saw herself in Morgan. I think someone took a chance on Soto being a older woman in leadership. And she felt the need to, I think she's a person that goes by instinct. She saw that in her and she found good use in it for what she's looking to do, which is ultimately solve crimes, you know. The fact is that she knows what she's doing. She's a really smart woman, totally unconventional, but she thought that she could find a lot of purpose in it. And so she went ahead and dove right in.
And your character is truly a grounding presence in the series and among the team. Is there something that you most identify with in your character in Lieutenant Soto?
I think I identify with that a bit of a parental nature. You know, I have a child. I have a tendency to try to fix problems. You know, not to live in the problem, but to find a way to fix it, find the solution. I think that's where she and I have the most in common. That nothing is impossible.
High Potential is based on a French series. Had you heard of it before being approached for this project?
I hadn't heard of it, and then I started watching it. Once I got the job, I started watching it on Hulu, and I loved the French take of it, and I was really inspired and to take my own approach to it. I love the characters, and I could see what they were going for.
Mm-hmm. And kind of speaking of that, are there any other series, I guess like police procedurals or any series of the kind that you took inspiration from while developing your character?
Mostly procedurals, you know, like the Law and Order, Mariska Hargitay and the Law and Orders, and the roll up your sleeves and let's get this done kind of characters. I used to love Magnum PI and all the NCISs, all those procedurals where, but there's a bigger character presence in this that's a little quirkier, that lends itself to the comedic nature of it. Mm-hmm. So that's what I love.
And I love how willing Lieutenant Soto is to help Morgan find Roman throughout the show. Season 1 ends with the revelation that Roman is in fact alive.
Hello?
Morgan, I know where he is.
What are you talking about?
Roman. He's alive.
Mm-hmm. What can you tease about what's to come in season 2 regarding this search?
The pursuit continues. There are, teases to where he might be, if he continues to be, if he's close, but the pursuit continues is all I can deliver for you. So that you can watch it, guys.
And I got to watch a couple, the first few episodes of season 2, which returns with the team's hunt for the game maker. First of all, David Giantoli killed it in that role. It was startling, that whole plot line. But do you think Soto will continue to be a grounding presence throughout this process and this search for him, and overall in season 2?
For the game maker, absolutely. Absolutely, because he's become a threat to Morgan's family, which is completely unacceptable. Well, what happens to throw that grounding presence off is that a new nemesis is introduced in the presence of Steve Howey. He comes in as the chief. So it becomes a nemesis / maybe a sparring interest with Morgan. So that gives you a sneak peek into her personal life and what happens and how she either elevates or falls apart in the presence of that kind of a conflict that she's unfamiliar with.
And speaking of Steve Howey, what was it like welcoming him into the High Potential family and your experience working with him on set?
It was a lot of fun, and it continues to be a lot of fun. He's a terrific actor. He's very present, and he fit right in terms of what we are building around the show, which is kind of like a relaxed, serious people about doing serious work, but more than willing or needing to have fun in the process.
I think the ensemble is truly what makes this show. Did you guys naturally sort of have this chemistry, or were you working toward it? Can you tell me your experience about
We naturally had this chemistry, a lot of mutual respect. The beginning of season 2 is more like a roll up your sleeves and let's get cracking. And there's more of everything. More Morgan vision, more people, more crimes, more suspicion, more mystery. And we all came in really prepared, knowing that the show is really well received. So now we feel an even bigger duty to our audience, to our fans, and trying to give them everything they expect and more.
Awesome.
A lot more Morgan vision this season.
Mm-hmm. And that's such a fun part of the show, seeing it kind of go back and forth from what's in her mind to what's actually playing out on screen. It's really cool. Something that I kind of want to bring up that I think is fun, Jennifer Love Hewitt, who is one of the stars of 911, had said earlier this summer that she would love for 911 High Potential to do a crossover episode. Would you be open to this, or are there any other like ABC shows or other shows that you would like to do a crossover with?
Of course, a 911 slash High Potential, a 911 slash a High Potential / Abbott Elementary crossover would be absurd, but I'm down for it. That's really fun. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, that would be really fun. And speaking of Abbott Elementary, I know they did a crossover with It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, which Kaitlin Olson also stars on. Were you familiar with Kaitlin Olson's work and with It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia prior to working with her?
You know, I became familiar with Caitlin's work on Hacks. And then I got the show, and then I started looking back, because I know Always Sunny has been around forever, and it's always been compared to Scrubs. So I started checking her out, and I couldn't believe how I didn't know that much about her and how funny and talented she is. I just fell in love with her work. Subtle, funny, dramatic. You know, she really brings the good. She's got all of it.
What are you most excited for fans to see of Lieutenant Soto in season 2?
I mean, I'm excited for the fans to see her relationship and how she deals with conflict, being in charge, and how her control is being challenged, and what it brings out in Soto, the person, me, the challenges that it brings to me as an actor, you know, and what it does to the storyline.
And if you could use one word, I guess, to tease of what High Potential season 2 is going to be like for fans, what would it be?
Crazy. Just crazy. It's a lot going on.
Shifting gears a little bit, I know you mentioned Scrubs and that you were recently announced as joining the cast for, or reprising your role as Carla for the reboot. How are you feeling going into this project?
I'm psyched. I'm psyched. I'm gonna be very busy in the next few months, but the reunion with the old school is very exciting. The writers, that's what the most exciting part about it is that it's going to be a huge reunion of everybody really trying to bring back or elevate what we did back in the day. I can't wait to see what's going to happen. It's a total surprise right now. We're all developing stories and stuff and organizing schedules, but I have so much faith in Bill Lawrence and the team and these actors, and I'm kind of putting myself in their hands to see what's up.
That's awesome.
And giving them my version of what I got.
So how are you preparing in the meantime?
I'm preparing to get a script, to learn it, and to get there. You know, I mean, that's kind of really all we have to go now. They work really hard at giving you something that's almost finished before you actually work on story and making changes. So I'm waiting on story meetings and scripts, and, you know, going to deliver myself and put myself in their hands.
Awesome. Do you think there's anything you need to do to kind of like tap back into Carla after so long, or do you think it will just be like a instinct?
I really think it's going to be instinct. I really do. Yeah. Like I feel more excited than nervous, you know what I mean? And I look forward to what they have to give me, and it's such a collaborative environment, you know, kind of really spoiled me that way. You know, expecting that subsequently was presumptuous for me, but it's such a collaborative environment, and so much of what Carla became had to do with what I brought, that I feel safe in that environment.
Had you been in touch with the original cast since, like, I know you mentioned it will be a reunion, but had you guys kept in touch in the meantime?
Not necessarily. You know, I did Zach and Donald's show a couple of times. We had a reunion a few years ago. We stay in touch and we follow each other on social media. But the second the announcement came out, I got a text from Zach. I got a text from Sarah. I heard from Donald. Bill texted me. So we were just kind of like connected that way. Everybody's really busy.